So I'm Karen, I'm from Transition Town Hastings. Some of you may have heard of the Transition Network. It's part of a wider network called the Transition Network, which is global now, and it's about how towns can think about becoming more self-sufficient, less reliant on fossil fuels and outside forces as well. Why? Because we're concerned about climate change, like most people are. We can't always be in control of some of the bigger problems that are happening, but we can be in control of what we can do in our local neighbourhoods. So that was our motivation really for wanting to get started, do something. The leaky bucket represents the local economy. So every time we shop in a supermarket or on Amazon, that's money going out of our local neighbourhood. And if things were to get really bad, we would need to rely on that more. So shopping locally, that's a big focus for transition towns. Our first point of action was to have a public event where we invited people to tell us what their vision of a sustainable Hastings was. So we had an event in the White Rock Hotel, about 80 people came. We had speakers, someone from Transition Town Lewis, and then we also had a number of different discussions, so people were able to move around and give us their ideas for the different areas like travel and transport, energy in the home, housing, waste, food, and we got some really great feedback, which we wanted to collate and go on further from there. In 2014, Naomi Klein released her book, This Changes Everything, Capitalism versus the Climate, where she argues that the neoliberal market fundamentalism is counterproductive to taking care of the health of our planet. And they had an event in London around that theme, which we attended, and workshops and stuff. We also went on the Climate Change March, where we met Caroline Lucas, who was very supportive of obviously the Transition Network generally, but Hastings in particular. And we met some other really interesting people. Always helps to sort of get the motivation going when you meet like-minded people. So Mandy mentioned St Leonard's Festival. We had a stall there, the last 2 years running actually, but this was 2015. We had a smoothie bike, so we got donated loads of fruit by the co-op and a couple of at the grocery store. So kids cycled for their smoothies, which was brilliant. We held a big talk in the Observer building. Jeremy Leggett came down to talk about his book, The Winning of the Carbon War. We raised £400 for Solar Aid, which is an organisation or charity that provides solar lights to rural areas in Africa. And we showed Naomi Klein's film. We also went on the Climate Change March in December, which happened whilst the climate change talks were going on in Paris. So we joined thousands of people for the demonstration. This line here with the flowers all along it represents the line that we shouldn't be going above if we're to stay below 2 degrees rising, temperature rising. This book I read last year. This is by Rob Hopkins, who started the transition movement. The Power of Just Doing Stuff. I read this on many train journeys with Jess, actually. And just realised the power of actually just doing stuff rather than talking about it. So we wanted to get started and get active. One of the things we thought about was food and an opportunity to grow some food locally. So we saw there was some land at St Leonard's Warrior Square train station. We spoke to them about whether we could use it to start a community garden. They said yes. So we spent quite a long time clearing it, Chris, and Sharon. We planted fruit trees. We got some raised beds donated by Littlewoods. Had lots of volunteers to help put them in. We've grown all kinds of things. We had a really good harvest actually, lots of beetroot and squashes, got some wild flowers, and we had an open day at the start of International Climate Change Week. We had an open day where we invited people to come down and share our harvest with us. We cooked up all the squashes. Kids were able to dig up their vegetables and take them home. And yeah, it was really, really good day. Lots of people came along. We had an apple press there as well, which was great. So in fact, there was an apple tree right next door, and was it you, Chris?
Yeah,
we went and picked a load of apples.
We ran out of apples. So
So yeah, really, really good day, really inspiring. Lots of people were excited about the project. We've also done 2 potluck meal events where we ask people to bring along a dish and we sit and eat together. So that's, you know, quite a powerful thing, to eat food together and share, and just brings people together. We live in a society that's quite isolated at times. So we're also looking to have a mosaic created at the station. On the south side, there's a wall just in front of the station in the car park. And there's a mosaic artist called Emma Frankish Law. She's helping us create that, but it will be a community thing as well. So we're running a survey at the moment to find out what people would like. Our next project, which we're just getting stuck into at the moment, is around packaging. In particular, we're targeting local food takeaways, independent businesses that are maybe, you know, cutting costs and helping them and supporting them to make the transition to sustainable packaging. We do green drinks as well. This will be our second one, Christmas green drinks, at Bargain Studios on Kings Road. Danielle's place is in the back there. It's just a really nice event for people to come along to and have a chat with everybody, and if they want to get involved they can. And we can't do any of what we do without volunteers and without people getting involved. You know, there's so many battles to fight. So yeah, if you're interested, you can sign up via our website, and you can find out more about the Transition Network.